So I wanted to look at how social media can impact and influence people's opinions to see how we could maybe better understand how I could change how people act and make people a little bit more um, nicer and try and change the community. So I was wondering if maybe by looking into the influence that social media has, we could see how much we can impact the Overwatch community and reduce toxicity. Um, so I pulled a few quotes here. So, after the impact of social media on public opinion has proved itself to be the most substantial impact a form of media can have on an audience, social media has been used as a powerful tool by politicians, marketers, brands, companies, and even individuals to achieve their goals. Changing an unwanted situation by creating a collective mindset through which the public can unite to take a stand on social or political issues and create social movements and creating a positive mental image for the brand or company in the public's mind. People's opinions and beliefs have always been affected by outside influences such as friends, family, friends, school, places of worship, religious practices. And with the introduction of the internet and social media, that is another outside source that can influence people's minds and their perceptions of the world around them. It stands to reason um, that because the internet is trusted as a source of information that we associate with our phones, laptops, and anything else that can access the internet as reliable, meaning that we perceive the things on our phones, such as social media, as an extension of reliable information. Um, so this is basically just saying that it is more than reasonable to say that we can have an impact on people's opinions. We can change how people think and what they believe through social media by talking to them. Um, how can social media enforce social movement? The rapid spread of information helps to validate and expand the movement, helping social movements propagate a narrative through which they can gain empathy, enable the protesters to bypass censorship forced by the government in some cases, create hashtags and trends to voice their demands and force the authorities to take action to their advantage in order to avoid public rage, prevent the danger of physical presence, which was the main characteristic of social movements in the past, simplify the process of organizing social movements. The activities as the traditional social movements were limited by mobility across physical spaces. And seven, changing their dynamics of old social movements to help everyone speak themselves. A lot of this is essentially just saying, this one here is essentially just saying too big to fail, is the way that I look at that, where if the movement has traction, it gets more traction because it has traction. Um, because other people are looking at it and agreeing with it, more people are likely to join in because we are a herd animal, we're a social animal, and we think that way. So psychologically, people will see that a video's got loads of likes, loads of views, loads of comments, and everybody in the comments is agreeing. And then rather than forming their own opinion because they're seeing overwhelmingly positive interaction with what somebody's saying, they'll just agree with that. Um, you know, it's you can propagate a narrative as well, so you can control what people are saying on a post. So if I put a post up and I see a comment that I don't like on my post, I can delete that, I can remove that. So then when people do look at it, even then there's no negativity around that. So if somebody sees my video, all they see is the stuff that I want them to see. um, I could do that. I don't do that. Bypassing censorship doesn't necessarily mean anything. Creating hashtags and trends to voice demands, 100%. I can use that though. Um, we wouldn't be doing that anyway. Yeah. So those are the main things though. Those first two. Um, And then the next source says, I examine how social media endorsements, such as likes and retweets, can influence people's opinions on policy issues. Overall, we found that the perceived level of support of the social media post did not affect participants' views, with one exception. Participants who reported using Facebook or Twitter for more than 1 hour a day did appear to be influenced. The study shows that those who use social media more are more likely to be swayed and have their opinions changed on certain matters by social media, specifically when the post has more positive engagement, meaning people are more likely to agree to fit in with the crowd. So obviously we can't just target people who are on their phones more, but people who are on their phones more are the people who are most likely to be seeing my content because they're on their phones a lot. Well, they're on their phones enough to be seeing the videos that I'm putting out there. So if I'm releasing content and it's getting likes and it's getting traction, um, then people are going to agree with it. So it is a very valid concept, and I think the number one thing that we should be looking at is trying to build a brand because not only do people associate, they'll see a lot of likes and they'll agree with it, but if they see somebody that they've seen a lot of information from, um, a lot of opinions that they like, somebody trusted, then no matter what they say, they'll tend to agree with it as long as it's not too out there. So if I was to build a strong base on social media and then really start trying to push changing the Overwatch community and trying to push positivity, then I think that would just grow it even more. So if there's a strong base and then I start doing those posts, people are just going to start agreeing because that makes sense to them, to fit in with the crowd because I'd be somebody popular then. So yeah, that's the impact that we can have on social media, or that's the influence that we can have on people through social media.